tell me what you're doing out here today.
Yeah, I been here now 2 years down in this area. This is the first time at this site, and it's really to work with aspiring junior tennis players that are looking to play good high school tennis, maybe move on to be Division I, II, or III college players. There's some real good talent out here, and then work with the adults, and the adults are really the lifeblood of a tennis community. They're the ones who inspire their children, who drive the vans and the station wagons and the SUVs for their kids to get to these tennis courts and things like that, and they really inspire them to compete. And so we had all different levels today. The biggest thing is really giving them a sense of what this game's all about. And I talk about it all the time. We don't work tennis. There's lots of work on it. You got to work in school. You got to work at your job. This is about playing. We play games, and this is just another sport, another game. We play tennis. And it should always be that way. And if you keep that approach, whether you're a professional tennis player, whether you're a beginner, wherever you are in life, you're always going to improve, you're always going to have fun with it. Whatever the score is, we're so result-based that we lose sight of doing it right and what we're really out here for and why we do it. And it's not necessarily about the winning, because you lose too much, you miss too many shots, and if you take that approach, it's going to hurt too much.
Tennis is a sport with such a low barrier of entry. You can go to the store and get a racket and a can of balls and pretty cheap be out on a court and play. Maybe talk about that democratizing aspect of this game, and it's open really to everybody.
It really is at every single level. What people don't understand, even to make it as a professional tennis player, in other sports you got to be big, like in football and basketball. You got to be fast, you got to be a certain type of athlete. In tennis, you can have all these different qualities. All you have to do is hit more balls than your opponent, whatever level that is. If you want to get good at it, you go on a backboard, you go out and find a buddy. You don't necessarily have to be a certain athlete. You don't have to come from a certain financial demographic. The higher you get, there's no doubt there's a financial cost to it. But if you want to get good at this sport, hard work equals success. And the more you work, the harder you work, the smarter you work, the more success you're going to have. The formula really rings true, and that's why there's so many life lessons in tennis compared to other sports, because even our language is all about the game of life, love and break and hold and opportunity and all these, the scoring system is unique. And so if you want to play this game, you can be any age, from any type of athletic background, and if you go out there and just work at it, and it's a simple game. You just put the ball in the court more times than your opponent, you're going to win.
It's also a sport where a player with your abilities can get out there and serve. Kids can try to return their serves back, so people with different abilities can get together as well.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things where I teach them the whole hour-and-a-half clinic, and at the end I want them to leave with a lasting impression of what's it like to return a fastball from a professional tennis player, or a slice, or a kicker, a sinker, and all these different shots that I have. So they'll get on the one, and then I give them another one. It's just another experience out there that they'll never forget.
I have to tap into your analyst role here, talking about the state of professional tennis. On one level, at the great rivalries between Federer and Nadal and Djokovic, the U.S. is sort of missing at the top of the heap there. What do we need to do to get some American players back to the top of the game?
To be honest, I think we have to go back to our farm system, our grassroots. Even like in this community, we have got to inspire our junior players to want to be professionals. In other sports, if you go to Virginia Tech, whether it's football, basketball, they're saying, I want to go to this university because they're going to get me to Sundays. They're going to get me to that next level. In tennis, in this country, our top juniors throughout the country, very few are thinking, I have what it takes to be a pro. But the majority who have the talent to be pro sell themselves short, and they are not inspired by the coaches and the parents and our association, our United States Tennis Association, to aspire to be pros. We handpick the ones that we think are going to be good, but the kids that are maybe not the stars right now at 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, that are late bloomers, that are coming to the game late, or in this case of a John Isner, a Sam Querrey. These are players that were not highly touted juniors. and they just took off. People mature at different times. I don't want to lock those guys out. I want to inspire them. I want to say, if you have a dream, there are avenues out there through college to go for. You may not be ready to turn pro at 17, but hardly anybody is. The average age on the tour, in both the WTA and the 8-speed tour, the men's and women's tours, top 100 is 26. That's the average age. The youngest player, and there's only one, on the WTA tour is 19. And that's only one. But everyone thinks that 100 of these players are 19 years old. That's not the case. You have got to be very mature to handle the rigors of professional tennis, the global travel, and just how difficult it really is. The level is so difficult. So you don't play your best tennis until 26. Most Americans quit before they're 20. So they don't even give themselves a chance.
We're definitely seeing a lot more attention on college tennis. I know here locally with the University of Virginia tennis team has been doing well recent years, and that's dovetailing with it seemed like 10 years ago everybody was so young in terms of the top level players in the professional tours, but maybe that's good for college tennis that we're seeing the players play longer and develop longer.
The great thing about college is that they're working on their B game plan, their life game plan. I hate to say B game plan because an education in college is so beyond valuable. I mean, you're really lucky if you can play professional tennis beyond 30 years old. So you better have something to do for the rest of your life to be able to navigate. I had an athletic career. I got very lucky to play until I was into my 30s. Now I coach. Now I'm an analyst for TV. The college game is growing because, in my opinion, kids are starting to say, listen, it's going to be very difficult to make it on the pro tour. Let's be smart about this. Let's get an education that will last me a lifetime. What I'm saying is there are many avenues to go at the pro tour. College is one of them. It's a very smart one, and use it. Have that degree in your pocket, because one day you're going to be called upon. Your knee's going to go out, your shoulder's going to go out. You're just going to get old. Father Time finds you. Mother Nature is going to slow you down, and the next generation is going to come up. So you've got to make sure you have a backup plan for the rest of your life.